of endless sprinting from Nicole Koda. For you, our friends, and we will sprint 24 hours a day. So you can read your e-reader the whole month of May. KuKi, we're getting KuKi. It's time for KuKi MAYhem with all of your friends. KuKi, time to get KuKi. KuKi ends with mayhem. KuKi, KuKi MAYhem. Grab your ebook and read it. We're getting KuKi. It's time for KuKi MAYhem with all of your friends. KuKi, time to get KuKi. KuKi ends with mayhem. KuKi MAYhem. Grab your ebook and read it.
I was talking to myself. Apparently, I was unmuted. Anyway, I was just saying that was a great intro. I want to say thanks to Nicole and Koda for knowing how to put together an intro. That was really awesome and exciting, and had all like the graphics and things that you think with even a theme song. That was a good time. Good time. Okay. How are y'all doing today? How are you doing this morning? Hopefully you're already off to a good start. I know we have the 24-hour sprint train going along. Just came from Miss Dee Dee's channel. So always a good time over there. And speak of the princess here, the angel and all that stuff.
I just thought my hold on.
How are you doing?
Yes, there we go. Oops.
There we go. That's the angle we're looking at.
Yeah.
What are you up to? You know, just a little bit of sprinting.
Yeah.
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I am trying to find my external. I have no idea where I kept it's. I knew I needed to. I was coming up close to my storage on StreamYard, and I was thinking, oh, it's fine. During the sprints, I'll download it and whatnot. So I tried to do it on my laptop, and my laptop has run out of space. It said no. And so I was like, okay, I'll use the external hard drive. That's not a problem. I just had them at the beginning of the year, and now I can't find them. So
when was the last time you saw it?
I think the beginning of the year, but I moved boxes upstairs. But that's why I was saying the boxes that were down here that I've moved upstairs, I've looked in them. And like, so everything that I had down here when I was using, I've seen it, but just not. And there's two of them. It's not like it's one that's gone missing. Mm-hmm. They've both gone missing, so that means I've put them together. I just don't know where. I don't. Oh wait. Oh no. I was gonna say. Oh, I know. I've got
Oh,
another one.
I thought you were about to have an epiphany. Be like, oh yeah.
They
It's always that
might-
process of elimination, man.
Yeah.
Always. When you least expect it. But I always think that looking third time's a charm, and you'll be like, oh, why did I
Yeah.
see it? It's been right there.
There's one more place. Well, not what what I just the thing that I'm remembering. I don't know if it's my sat nav. It may be my sat nav that I'm thinking, but if it's not, that's the only other place that I can think of because it's, I think, the only one that I've got in a case. But
Put mom on the trail. She'll get it done. She'll figure it out.
with my mom,
No.
my mom is no help. When
No
looking
help.
for-
Oh, no.
I wish she was. I wish that would be. I wish that was an option. But no. Other than that, I am having a wonderful Monday. It is beautiful weather out here in the UK. So you know what? I cannot complain. Yesterday, my godson's mother said something, and I am going to lean into that. And she was like, even when it's bad, sometimes we just, if you're faithful. So I'm Catholic. Sometimes you just have to thank God because things could be so much worse.
Girl.
So just take a moment and just thank Him. So whatever who your God is, take a moment and thank Him. So I'm going to lean. That's what I'm going to be leaning into today because things could be so much worse.
Could
than me
definitely.
trying
I
to
work in a
save.
hospital. I see worse all the time when people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is." I'm like, I have seen worse. Believe you me.
Yeah.
It humbles you.
Yeah, it does. So I'm leaning into that because I was like, you know what, Dee Dee, in the grand scheme of it, you just want to save your video. They're there. They're on the internet. You just want the separate files. You're not doing anything with them. So it's one of those ones.
See, I started that when I started BookTube. I've been on like about 3.5 years, something like that. And I started out saving mine and quickly ran out of space in like 6 months. And I was like, you know what? Same thing. They're on the internet. I stopped worrying about saving them. And then it was less headache too.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some comments here. Good morning, everybody in the chat. How you doing? We're going to quickly run through the highs, okay? You were talking about faithful. Speaking of faithful, look who we have here.
Yeah.
How are you doing? We got Libby in the house. Dee Dee's going to dance in. There we go. No dancing and singing, huh?
I was dancing to the music, to the intro.
I like the intro, and it suits the BookTube, which is funny.
It does.
It's very curated. Yeah. Is there anybody we know that's singing that?
It's AI. I think it's an AI.
Really? Oh man, AI is taking over, y'all.
Yeah. But Koda came up with the lyrics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew that one. I didn't realize that it was AI. I thought maybe it was somebody else we didn't know. Yeah. AI is just. Next thing you know, it's gonna be a full. Haven't they already had that though? A full AI concert too?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, the things. But you know what? If you're trying to see Beyonce in concert, AI can't do that. But we'll see what happens. You know, you never know.
Well, apparently her ticket sales are slow, aren't they? So you may be able to get tickets.
I mean, but what's slow for her though? You know, I don't know. I'm not shelling out that amount of money. I'm gonna live vicariously through Kiana and the likes of her and stuff, and you know, be like, oh, look at the videos. I've been seeing a lot of them on the internet though.
Yeah, sure. I didn't get to go to the is it the Renaissance tour? I did the on the run tour, on the run 2, I think. I did that at Wembley. I got tickets. It was funny. We were talking about that last night because I was saying I got 5 tickets for £100.
That's awesome.
For a Beyonce, 5 tickets.
How'd you do that?
I got them very super last minute.
Ah,
I think
okay.
they were. I think they may have. No, I don't think they were press releases because they were up in the sky. But either way. 5 tickets, £20 to go see each to go see Beyonce. I said, yeah, I'll do that. I paid 120, like compared to other people, like one ticket when I first looked was like 100 and something. So I was like, I'm okay with that. I paid for 5 people to go for less than one ticket if I had got it at the beginning. So
that's
I
a
was
good
good.
deal.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't need to be right up in the action. It'd be nice, but you don't need to be. It's just like a vibe of being there, you know, as long as it's not freezing and all that stuff, you're good to go.
Have you seen Beyonce live?
Years ago when she was with Destiny's Child back in like 2005, I think, something like that, 2005, 2006. It's been a minute, you know. It was a good time though, you know, but it's not Beyonce, you know, the whole thing now, but I still had a great time. But yeah, them ticket prices are crazed.
Yeah, they've gone
And
up.
then you got the whole new Blue Ivy thing. I don't know. Everybody's talking all this mess. I just feel like it's a disaster in the making, but we'll see how it goes.
I like Blue. I feel like she's come out of her element. I absolutely love watching her transformation, especially on the Renaissance tour. If you think of how when she first came out and she was just learning the dances to how she ended, I loved watching her just bloom and come into her own. That was nice to see. That was nice.
I think it's nice to see her kid kind of grow up for those that are interested in all. Like, it's nice. But the standpoint I look at is that this is a child. She was like 11 then, and now she's 13 now, looking like she's 21. And they're trying to make her into a mini Beyonce for the aesthetics with all the pounds of makeup and stuff. I just feel like it's, you know, child stars when they get into things. And I just feel like my whole thing when it comes to, you know, celebrity children and stuff in the spotlight, sometimes it's better for them to go another direction, because it's like, look, you're going to always be like mini Beyonce, you know, like trying to get into music industry when your dad's Jay-Z and your mama's Beyonce, it's like you will never, ever really achieve that level of fame. And you will always be considered a Nepo baby. So I just feel like it's just kind of like, I wish her success. I just feel like it's just kind of a disaster of setting her up. And then also it's like she's doing the dancing and getting that, but the singing aspect people are going to expect later on. And I just feel like there's a lot of pressure, I think, going to be put on this little girl, because I think a lot of people are forgetting she's still a child. She's still a baby. And it's just a lot of pressure being put on her now. And where is that going to be later? And you know how the public turns on you. You know, they're all your biggest allies now. In 5 years or 3 years, it'll be a whole other game. So I'm just interested to see how it plays out.
How they manage the expectations. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's not going to end well. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wish her luck. Okay, so Faithful says hello to Dee Dee and Olivia. Everybody saying hello. Hello, Jen. I wanted to say hi before I start my route. Have a great stream. Thank you. Hope to get some good reading. Gonna get some working out in the beginning one, though. I know. I had a whole little thing. I was talking and then I was muted. You can't really have people talk to you or listen to you if you're muted. You know, those things don't go together. Courtney. Yep, there's the sound. There's the sound. Yep. Hello. Fell asleep last sprint. Oof. I was trying to sprint with, I think it was Nicole and Koda yesterday. Who was on stream? I know I saw Koda on screen.
Jamie, I think.
I can't. Oh, yeah, it was Jamie, I think. But I fell asleep. I kept trying to stay awake. And, you know, I ate. I was tired. My carbs hit me. And I just could not. I was just like, let me just get out of here. I was trying to do a little sprint hopping. I didn't even finish my show. At some point, I was just like, I'm going to hang it up. Just hang it up. I'll get in bed and pull out my book and get my second win, but it's only going to last a little bit if I'm already sleeping and can't keep my eyes awake. So it happens. Get some rest. There's nothing wrong with falling asleep if you need it, okay? Alyssa said, I got an email about holds ready for me to pick up. For now, I want to continue my book on the Kindle, The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I have never heard of that. Have you heard of that book?
Not the book, but Jessa Hastings I have.
Oh, okay. Good author?
Yeah, the author is, if I'm not mistaken, Jessa Hastings is the author of the Magnolia Park series.
Ooh, okay. I've heard lots of good things about that, but I've not ventured into it. Okay. Well, hopefully you enjoy your books, and I'm glad some holds came through, which means I need to probably take a look. I like to take a look every now and then and see if anything came through with my Libby too.
Yeah.
Um, for a while, y'all, things were coming through like clockwork. I was trying to read other things, and last month they just kept coming through. So I stopped putting things on hold. I got a long week hold for a few of these things I have coming up. So I think I'm good for now. Trying to get through KuKi with what I got. I've been doing good. How far are you into KuKi? How many books have you read?
I just finished my third book or fourth, depending on how you look at it, this morning, which was Somebody's Wife by Robbie Renee.
That sounds like
3 stars. 3 stars.
Okay.
It's a good story. It's badly written.
Oh, that just is that like an indie book?
I think she initially published it as indie. I don't know if it's been. I feel like it's been picked up, but I may be mistaken. But yeah, it was initially it was indie published.
Okay.
But yeah, it's such a shame because the story is so good. The character developments are actually really good. And the thing that lets it down are just some word choices. Like I just don't understand. You know, I've said it before. Like she used orbs for eyes. She used alabaster skin, clear skin, but she's describing a black man. She could have just put his clear. I think she meant clear skin. I just for bosom. She said she used was it what
Globules?
was it? No, globular wonders, and I'm like, what? It there were just some word choices. I could not. I
She
couldn't.
tried, right? She tried. She tried to be unique and it didn't work out.
No, the thing is, because we were talking about this with When the Moon Hatched, and I was saying about word choice when authors use different words that you could say are like for gods, or like for example, like a god in Fourth Wing, I think it's Malik. Like if you create your own word for God, it's different. Whereas I believe in When the Moon Hatched, they use creator, and it feels like a really odd choice of word. And so, but I remember Kiani was saying that's one of the things she really liked about When the Moon Hatched. So sometimes in some situations, when you if for want of a better word, when you use like frou or fluffy kind of words, it can add to the story.
Yeah.
In this case, it really just pulled. It felt like she wrote the story, felt it was too basic, and then went back in and then said, what can I use instead of this? But sometimes basic is good, you know. Sometimes if you have a solid story and it gets from A to B and it tells what you want it to tell, you are onto a winner. And it, like I said, it's such a good story. There were some lessons in there and some really poignant one-liners, and just kind of talking to the audience that gets lost just because of those word choices. Like there are so many times I was like, oh my God, say that again. That's a word right there. And then in the next sentence, she'll just use a word just pulled out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? So, yeah.
I kind of think what you said, like the idea of when authors like change out words. I always think that in my head, because how can you keep things straight? But I'm not an author. My word brain doesn't work as creative like that. But I wonder if they write a book like just normal, and then they go back and do like a, what do they call it? Find and replace feature.
Yes.
To be like, okay, I have gods. I want to use creator in every place that there's God. Or, instead of saying, I don't know, you have those scientific things. Instead of saying transmission, we're going to use ejectometer or something. And they just find and replace and add those words instead of writing it like that. I don't know. But very interesting.
That's
Big deal.
that's exactly how it felt. And that's exactly how it felt. Like she had written it, and then, like you said, just did the find and replace. Yeah.
I mean, well, 3 isn't bad. So at least
Yeah.
you enjoyed the story. It's just Joe's little nuances.
Mm.
Like I was discussing with my husband the other day about, like, you have a 5-star book that you're like, oh, this is amazing. It's amazing. And then you have a 3 or 4, probably more a 4 than a 3. 4 than a 3. It's like, there's some books that even though I gave it 5 stars, if I had to tell somebody a recommendation for a book that I really just like, awesome, I mean, like the 4-star book, I may recommend more than the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because I have a certain rating doesn't necessarily mean I maybe enjoyed it more than another book. Because there's little things, like I could be petty. Like I have a book once that I read that was really great. I don't think it was being petty. It was just horribly written. And I even wrote that on the review. Just horribly written. And I think the author has potential because I read some other stuff by them. But I'm just like, this is an awesome premise. You did a great job. I just feel like the editing and the grammar in the book was totally horrible. Like you're just mixing and matching stuff. Like, was this paragraph supposed to be here? Maybe something got lost in editing and it got moved. I don't know. But I was just like, what the heck? But I stuck with the book because it was great. I just felt like that was just some stuff. But it's a book called Melanin Magic if you ever get a chance to read it. Great book, just editing is horrible. At the time I read it a year and a half ago, there was 2 reviews on Amazon, and one was mine. I hated to give it such a bad rating. I kept going back and forth, and I was like,
sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just have to, because otherwise people don't learn. It's that if you're criticizing a book, and it's constructive, I feel like that's fine. If you're just criticizing a book just to be like, this was trash, there was no reason, then I think that's a totally different thing altogether. But no, giving constructive criticism as to where something can be improved. Like I would happily read another, like fair enough, yes, I've kind of said this, the writing is bad, but I would happily read another Robbie Renee book just to see, if it's something she consistently does, then I know that that's her style. And I might not I might not, go for her books quickly or whatever, but I will definitely, yes, Kiana, globally, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I would definitely read something else by her for sure, because it was such a good story and it just wasn't executed well.
Yeah. But you know what? But if you write a written review, it's like those are the things you state. I appreciate books that are constructively criticized when you give a good basis about why you didn't like it. Because I've read books that other people said were horrible, but I immediately go to why didn't you like it? There's those reviews with those anonymous accounts that say this book sucks and that's it. Or just gave a 1 or 2 star and then you didn't explain. It's like I immediately discount those, because where are you coming from with that? Like, are you just a hater? Like what? Like, why did you give it that? So your review doesn't even matter to me if you didn't tell me why you didn't like it, or if it's for petty reasons. Like if you're gonna be petty, just say you're petty. I put in reviews, yes, I am being petty. I will say that this is pettiness on my part, but this is the reason.
But you're still giving reason.
So you can take that for what it is. We're reviewers. We can do what we want. Okay, it's our world, right? Exactly. Okay, Miss Lady. Let's see. Okay, we got through all the comments that I see here. You ready to get into the first sprint here? Awesome. We're going to do an hour and a half because that's what the KuKi timer says, and I don't feel like changing it. We'll do less than that afterwards, but the first sprint should allow me time to do this workout that I don't want to do. My plan was initially to set my alarm at 8:30 and get up and work out while I had your sprint on. I do a little sprint hopping before I sit down. And then my alarm did not go off at 8:30. It went off like around 9:25. That didn't work for me. So workout is not done. So I'm going to do that on the first sprint and see if I can shower and feed myself and do all the things that normally take me 2 sprints to do. I'm going to see if I can do it in this first one. We shall see. We shall see. All right. So, so what are you going to be reading on the first sprint?
You made a fool of death with your beauty. And
Okay, I have definitely heard of that book. I've heard good things about that book, though, although I have not read it. I can
it's
imagine the
bright
cover.
pink.
Um, yes, definitely. Very pretty. Oh, I think I
Yeah,
saw
I
a
think this
different
is the
cover.
UK cover.
Oh, a different one.
I mean, this is the UK.
Okay. Yeah, the one I had like skinny writing, but it still was a colorful cover. It was just
Yeah.
more multicolored. Okay. And I am reading Silent Sounds, which is interesting, mind you. It's about a world where people don't talk. You communicate in sign language, but you can hear. So I don't get it. And then they're hunting down anybody
Okay.
who can talk to experience it. Very interesting. I don't get it. We're going to go through it and see why. We're going to see why. I'm curious why you can hear, but y'all don't want people to talk. But they can cry and scream and stuff. I don't get it. You just can't talk. So odd. So odd. Why did I disappear off the screen? There we go. I use Restream, so there's lags and crazy things that happen. So it looks like it figured itself out. Okay, hour and a half, y'all. I'll see y'all. Happy reading. How did that go?
I got to 13%. Yeah, 13% in my book, and then I finished a section, and I'm now working on this one here. So I've got just this.
Ooh.
I should be finished
Flamingo.
today.
I remember seeing that in the Discord server.
It is,
Nice.
yeah,
I like it. I like it.
yeah. I should be finished with it today.
I'm so behind when it comes to diamond paint. Well, I don't know. I guess I can't say I'm behind. I just haven't started my other one yet. But it took me forever to do my last one, which was disappointing. So you're rocking through those, man. Is this the one you've done after the skull, or was there another one in between?
No, this one is the one I did after the skull. So this has been, I haven't worked as much on this one consistently as I did the other one. I think, when did I start this? I started this on the 8th. So it's been about 4 days.
Nice.
But I haven't worked on it a lot. So
Oh, that's pretty nice. I set up my last one. I just haven't done anything. I set it up on sprints yesterday, and it's my skull one. But I just haven't done anything with it. I don't know if I'll do anything with it today, but we shall see. We shall see. So addictive, aren't they? It's nice.
yeah, I'm just patiently waiting for the Wakanda Forever to arrive. It was supposed to arrive. I had like a notification saying it was supposed to arrive on Friday. Then it didn't, and I was like, "Where's my stuff?" And now it's saying 13th. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's in the country.
Where does
now,
it come from?
but
Oh,
America.
okay. Oh, we're producing stuff now.
It's from yes. It says it's at Stansted.
Okay.
It's at Stansted.
Okay.
So it arrives tomorrow between 1 and 10 p.m. So I will be able to share that with everybody tomorrow or on Wednesday,
How big is that one?
depending on when it comes. I got two of them. One is the Wakanda Forever is about 56 centimeters by 86. So it's
That's
a
a big
big
one. Okay.
big one, and then the bakery is 41 centimeters by 51. So it's another biggish one.
Okay, that'll take you a minute.
So, yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, and they're both squares.
Say again?
They're both squares, which I've never done before. So
Yeah, they're not as forgiving.
yeah, no.
I've never done any squares. I thought I have girl, I have way too many. I have what is the size? 30 by 40, the big ones. Well, not the smile ones, but you know what I'm saying. But I have maybe 15 sitting on the floor there. It's a few. So I'm going to get through all those. That's why I'm not buying anymore, because I want to do a big poster that takes me a long time. Not that these other ones don't take me that long either. But I thought I had a square one in there, but they're all round, because I went through each and every one the other day, because I was I'm determined to do the square one next, because I've never done it. But girl, those things are not forgiving. I'm kind of intimidated because you can't multi-place with those, you know.
And I've seen people multi-place
Really?
with squares.
Oh, I don't think it's as forgiving if you do, but it should be interesting.
Maybe.
Well, I'm interested to see how you pan out. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a few bites in.
That's all right. No, that's fine. You know, I've seen people I just think you need to get a good tray and get them all lined up well.
Yeah. You can't be messy with placing those. I can be kind of messy and line them up later. I think when you're doing I think when you multi-place in general, but especially with the squares, it's better to get them right the first time, unless you're good at lining them up. But I do notice a difference lining them up later.
I've got all the things. I just can't be. I with the first one I did with Daisy, I did a few sections where I would do it and then I would go in. But after that, I was like, I don't want to do this. No. So I stopped. And to be fair, with a lot of these, I don't feel lining up is necessary. But yeah, with the squares, it might be. I've got one more order I'm going to place. Paula's currently doing a square diamond painting, and it's a skull, and I love skulls. So I'm going to get that one and kind of practice the squares to see how I get on with it, just to kind of, because I don't want to start like a big piece and then I'm not comfortable with it. So I'll do that as a practice piece before I go into it, because I want to. I had teased everybody and said that I would maybe do like a sprint where I try and see how far I can get into. I don't know if it's either the bakery or the Wakanda Forever one.
That'd be cool, real time, to see how it actually goes. Because, they make it seem so quick when you see it online. It's like, no.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I've done everything for the day. And that literally is the only thing. Like, be like, how many audiobooks can I listen to while diamond painting? That might be the title of the sprint.
That'd be interesting. You'd be like, you'll probably either realize you're faster than you thought, or, oh man, this is much slower,
So,
that would be fun. I would watch that. I'm too inconsistent. I'm always getting up doing something. So it's just, but I always kind of fit things, I'm a big multitasker. Yeah. So when I actually finally am able to sit down, it's kind of nice. But during the middle of the day,
it's difficult. Yeah, I went out. My mom was out in the garden, and I went out there for a little bit to see what she was up to. She's getting her garden together. She's planting her stuff and transferring stuff. So she's in her element. So yeah. But yeah, I'm like that too. Can't sit still.
All right, let's see what's in the comments here. Hello, Christina. Good afternoon. Oh, here's Christina coming with the stuff. Okay, don't forget, get your ticket stamped with the tap to the like button, pick up the transfer coupon, and hitting subscribe. Sure to stop by the bar car and get somebody. Oh, that's a new one. That sounds like the tar for tar. Save that one right there. If you stop by the dining car, let us know what you had. Ooh. Okay, well, I did indeed stop by the dining car. I've had water. This is the second bottle today. And to go along with my salty food, which is leftover ham veggie tacos, which I ran out of tacos. So I'm just eating it with crackers. So that is my meal. So that's it. Did you stop by the bar car?
I had some onion rings, crisps. Yeah.
Love some lovely.
I should really go start looking for food, but I'm gonna head off to the shops in a minute, and do our monthly shop, because we're overdue. So I just need to make a few more additions to our shopping list and then head out. We've got milk, so I could potentially leave it till I don't like going. Sometimes I don't like going during the afternoon when a lot of people are there. I prefer to go shopping like either first thing in the morning or super, super late at night when there's hardly anybody there.
That's important.
So I might do that tomorrow.
I agree with you on that one. I work a very varied schedule, so I prefer to do my shopping during the day. I would love it if my husband would come, but he works during the day. And it's like, I prefer to go during the day. Shopping on the weekend really sucks. Too many people around, trying to dodge the carts. At nighttime, I want to sit and relax at night. So yeah, I understand. But you know what? Food's important. But as long as you got milk, you're good to go. Here's the sprint chain. There we go. Next stop is going to be Paula. Good time. And we have about 2 hours left. Okay. There we're going to say hello to everybody. There we go. Hello, hello. Vivian says, good morning, reading A Dance with Dragons. Ooh, that's not anything with dragons I like. Hopefully you enjoy. Lexi says, on the lunch break, I'm reading Divine Rivals. Have you muted? Because I don't quite remember what I did with my earbuds and I don't want to scare the newbie. Extern with Mayhem. I do that at work quite often. Like I work a night shift. So sometimes I'm in a room full of people. So I can't hear because I may not always have my earbuds, or if I, on the off chance, carry my phone around, then I'll just mute it so I can look at the comments, but not necessarily hear. So thank you for the support. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. 23%. Okay, you're in there. You're in there. Kelly says, happy time zones. Working on a developmental edit for a client and chapter 2 out of 58 chapters. Okay, you're starting. You're starting. Just now getting good. Loads of people gave this book 5 stars, and my prediction is going to be a low 3. Ooh, okay. Well, we all have our preferences, so that's going to be yours. Nothing wrong with that one, okay? Hopefully you enjoy it. Maybe it'll come up a little bit, but 3 isn't necessarily bad. You're on the lower side of the 3, so I'm curious. But you know what? We're doing KuKi, right? Is getting these books off of your list. Good or bad, you don't know. It's still a potential 5-star if you haven't read it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know it's the 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about the process. Trust the process, right?
It is. Ali, what book are you reading? I don't think I remember what book you're reading.
Let us know.
I can't remember if you've mentioned. If you have, apologies, I've forgotten already.
No, I don't think she did. Olivia says hello to everybody. Kelly's paving the pink hand. 2 hours, I think I will switch to YouTube and diamond art. Ooh, another diamond arter. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, Ali's diamond art is absolutely fantastic. I think they posted it in the Discord. It's like a tea party with fairy. It's just, it's beautiful.
I did see it. And isn't there a cat, like a tail or something in there?
No, if it's the cat, I think I think that might be Nicole's one.
Oh, okay.
With the cat, if I'm not mistaken.
In all honesty, I be just looking at the picture sometimes, and I forget who would have been there. I remember seeing a cat. Let me see what I was missing. I remember seeing a cat tail. It wasn't a whole cat. Can I get on the right Discord?
I think that's Nicole's one.
Where's the crafty corner? There we go. Kiana just got her. Is that Moana? Colors of the Bayou.
I saw that one. I was like, oh, I didn't see that when I was placing my order.
I gotta go back. Yep, I see your flamingo up in there.
It's done. I'll have a completed picture for later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking at Nicole's. That's different. That's not a tea party. That's a book. See, my memory sucks. Now I'm determined to find this friggin' tea party one. Maybe I haven't seen this tea party one then. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep looking. Okay. Ooh, Kobe's is nice. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking. Probably have to search for the name there. Christine says hello to Lexi and Kelly. Everybody says hello. Tons of hellos. Lydia says, I read the chapters of Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez for buddy reading. Okay. How are you enjoying that one? Are you buddy reading that one too?
I have latched onto their buddy read, yes. Livia's buddy reading it along with Alex. And I was like, I want to read it too. So I need to read my pages.
Which pages are
for today?
I'm not seeing this tea party one. I'm just going through. There's Miss Dee Dee's again. Very beautiful. I like that one. Yeah, I'm not seeing tea party. Tea party, man. Is it further back than that? Because I'm pretty far back to.
If it might be. Yes, The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. Now I remember. Yeah. If it's not in this Discord, I know that Ali has posted it in a different one. So I just know what they're working on. But yeah,
Okay, I'll look at that.
I'll have to
Let's see.
pop in a picture.
Vivian will return. Alyssa says, next spring, I think I will eat lunch and read a little more. Okay, I second that one. Nothing wrong with that one. Christina has a drawing. Oh, no, hold up. That is Faithful Duo. What is that?
I'm looking up. Hi, Christina. It's like the eyes are up. So like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not good with the drawings and the stuff on here. Just not my, I'm horrible with those. Hopefully done for the day. Just need to pick a bag for tomorrow. What's this bag? What's this bag?
Pack a bag.
Oh, okay. You traveling? There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, pack a bag. I said pick a bag. Are you traveling? Let us know where you're going. Alyssa says, I'm finally starting to feel a little like myself. Not a lot, but when we are getting there. A little TMI, but my relationship is having some issues right now. So it's also affecting my mental health. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Relationships are big parts, and whatever fashion relationships, like romantic or otherwise, are a big part of our life.
Yes.
So, I understand when you feel out of sorts for that. So hopefully all goes well and you can get back in whatever fashion to how you feel,
Exactly.
But reading, does make things better. Take a little time for yourself, okay? As far as the rest of the read another pages of the book, everything, shower, hopefully walk to the library. Ooh, I love a good walk to the library. And pick up my holds, and make a matcha. Mm-hmm. Do you like matcha?
I was just about to ask. See, I feel like, like there's all these like TikToks and reels talking about like people who like matcha in a cult. I just find it so funny. I feel like I've had matcha once or twice, but I do have like the syrup. So in its purest form, I don't know if I don't think I've had it, but like I'll have it on the rare occasion I have it with sugar-free like caramel syrup. So it gives it a sweetness. Like there is something to it. I like it, and I like it with made with oat milk. But yeah, I don't know. Ali, what is your matcha order?
Definitely.
Or how do you make it?
I feel like matcha, you have to have a lot of sugar in it to make it palatable. Do you have it with sugar or you drink it whatever?
No, I just have it with the caramel syrup.
Yeah.
I don't tend to put sugar. The only time I put sugar into like a drink is if I have tea. And even with that, like it's only a teaspoon and a half. 2 up push.
It's nice when the sugar's already added and when you use those syrups so you don't have to worry about getting another consistency, especially if they're like sugar-free. So then you're not having a bunch of excess things on top of that. But I could never get into matcha. I wanted to try it forever and I finally did. And I was like, oh my gosh. I've tried like the powders and stuff and I'm just like, I can't. And I'm not a big fan of adding a whole bunch of sweetness to stuff. And yeah, like you said, you got to add some sweetness to it. It just was not working for me. So I have given up my matcha dreams. Plus, I don't need the caffeine. I'm wired enough if I want to be. Yes, but I would like to know how you make it, how you order your matcha. Swain says, howdy, everybody. Happy Limerick Day. What's a limerick? Is that like writing? Happy Nutty Fudge Day. I'm okay with that one too. And National Women's Checkup Day. All for that one as well. Definitely. Thank you for coming with the days. I always like to know what type of day it's going to be. Livia says, hello, Swang. Livia says, I have to put my diamond paper on Discord. I'll do it now or I'll forget. Ooh, that worked. Let me open back up to Discord and see what that's about. Oh, I lost my track of where I was at. Alyssa says the condition of will. Oh, yeah, that's what you're talking about. Store at the beginning. I just posted my updated progress. What did my Discord just pull out? Condition of will. I've never heard of that one before. Ooh. Oh, that's very pretty. I see the lady with the pointed hat, but this isn't like witchy, right? No, I see it. It's kind of like an elf, right? With the ear.
Oh, okay, I have seen this one.
Cute. I've seen a lot of people with
I do.
the little round containers, you know what I'm saying? Where they put their drills in. Almost like a square
Okay.
container.
Yeah, mine. I put mine in.
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
Yeah, that's what I have. Mine
So,
came with it. First, I was using like just a regular pill container, and then I ordered a set that has those. Yep. Yeah, they're smaller than the ones that I had before, but I do like it's a smaller container and they fit together. Because before I had just a 28-day pill case with these huge container pieces, and I didn't need all that space. But it fits pretty well and is more portable.
yeah, this is 28 days, so maybe it's
Yeah,
the same one. Yeah, no. When I first got these, I was like, oh no, they're
yeah.
too small. Oh, I couldn't read it because I don't be reading descriptions. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna send them back. And I remember I was like, I have to be honest with I am a bad returner. I just I will set it up, but actually going and returning stuff, I am so bad at it. So I said, you know what, I will make it
You got
work.
stuck with
And I have,
it.
yeah, and I have.
They are pretty
Yeah.
small, I will say that. I'm surprised they're not bigger because sometimes you have the drills that like if there's a lot of one, and like the one I just opened, it has 3 packets of the number. I think it's threes. That's a lot. I couldn't even fit all of the number of one of the packet in there.
So
Is that
oops, do with it. So I have it so where I would just so this one's finished, but they were the same. These were the
Yeah.
same numbers, and I used up. But yeah, I will just. I was doing that with a lot of them, but then I would if because this only has 29, 20
Mhm.
colors on this particular one, but I would do that, and if I can't fit them in, I tend to then put the extras into like a spare baggie afterwards.
Yeah, I'll put as many
So
as will fit, and then I'll
yeah.
just close it. Like if the bag's still open, I'll just take the bag shut, and then once I get down
Yeah.
lower, then I'll put more in, and then I'll put the other bags to the side. Because sometimes, like I like really colorful diamond paintings, so I may have like 25, 26 just straight colors, and then I don't relabel my containers for the most part. So I just leave them the same and just put them to the side. So it just makes it
Yeah,
easier.
no.
I don't ever really use
Yeah.
those little baggies. I tried once and I was like, these little
Yeah.
flimsy little dime bags. I'm like, what are they doing with these? I think they almost force you if you're going to be a serious professional like us. You really do need to go and
That's
get.
serious. No, I like putting them in it because I know me. If I leave them in the bags that they come in and I
Oh,
will lose
really?
them. So yeah, I'm like I will spill it unintentionally. It's too dangerous. There's too much potential for stuff to go wrong, so I prefer to do it, and then I'll finish this off before I start
Yeah.
that. But yeah, and then I put all of my. These are all my leftovers from the past ones that I've done that I've all separated out that
Are
are
those the bags,
in
like with
another.
the extra drills?
Yeah,
What do you
so
plan to do with them?
I don't know. So
Oh, you're way more organized than I am by far.
I put the number in them, so they're all in there. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe at the end of the year I'll do a project. I might get some canvas and do a little pour and maybe design something and see what I can make with the leftovers. I feel like that would be
That
interesting.
would be cool. See, I used to put mine in a little jar. I got it from the idea from Neva because I don't label mine and keep them separate only while I'm doing it. So afterwards, they just go into a big pot. So it's not
Yeah.
like I can be like, hey, here's all my reds, here's my purples and oranges. They're all in a melting pot. So I don't know. I put them in a little shaker bottle, but probably just throw it away. When I moved, that's what I did. I want to just no, you know what? Actually, I donated the bottle because what I do is I don't use a lot of the accessories that come with the diamond painting kits because I bought my own pens because those little tiny pens after a
Yeah.
while your hands hurt. Yeah, so you buy your own. So the little pens I don't use. The trays, I got bigger trays because those are too small. I only kept like one. And so I put them to the side because you never know, somebody else may need them. I don't want to just throw them away. Yeah. So I just keep them in like a box. And then when I moved the last time, I just donated it to, like, the library was always looking for like crafts and stuff. I don't know what they do at the library, but they can use them for something. So I donated it along with some books and some puzzles and other things I had. I just donated that in a bag to the library. So, you know, what else am I going to do with it? I posted it online to see if there were any takers, but nobody was a taker. So
I did buy a different set of trays, but they're still small. I'm gonna have to message Paula if Paula's still not watching, because Paula's got the size that I want, which is like, it's white with a narrow spout, but mine is super. I mean, technically I can print it myself, which I probably should do because I have a 3D printer.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it needs to be set up. So
that'd be two good projects then. Set it up and then print you some trays. Kill two birds with one stone, right?
Yeah, but when I say set up, there's a couple of things that I need to buy for them, and I haven't done it. I need to go to IKEA. I need to do an IKEA run.
I need to do one of those too.
I haven't done it for a while, so yeah.
Because you've been reading and diamond painting.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, diamond painting is a whole bunch of fun. But yeah, definitely, I think if you start getting into diamond painting, I think you definitely need to upgrade your trays and your pens. And just like a diamond painting comes with everything you need to do it. It's just that I think it becomes a bit of an inconvenience, like lining things up. Them little trays did not work. It wasn't until I saw a video about diamond painting and realized that people are using bigger trays, I realized why they work so quicker and why when they shook the tray and put it in an angle, why it lined it up. Because my little small trays just were not. And I was constantly knocking things over with the little small trays. So I gotta.
I mean, in a push, they're not bad, these ones. But to be fair, which is so funny that you're saying small. So this is the one by default I tend to use the most.
Yeah, small too.
And there's not much difference in size in them. I don't know where the white
maybe it's the size, like it's wider. And they do have a small white tray with like a little spout. I mean, I guess they come in different colors. I just got a much bigger tray.
Yeah, that's the one I've got. I just don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. It's grown legs and it's gone somewhere, but it's about the same size as this. But I do have here. Oh, Paula saying I'm here. Paula, where did you get your white one with the narrow spout? I have that, but mine's this size. I want your size because your size is like bigger. Send me a link, friend.
Yeah, I ordered mine off.
Or let me know
Amazon.
what you got it
It's
from.
like a kit. It came with like 6 different trays.
I mean, yeah, I just, like I said, I don't read descriptions, so it's probably I just needed to look at get the description and find a bigger one than what I've got. But to be fair, these work. I don't need another one. My sister will be like, Didi, you have these. You have the 3D printer. Use these until you print it. So I'm going to say that to myself before she tells me. Because you know, like when big sisters tell you what, you're like, no, leave me alone. So told myself off already.
I think those little small trays work well for me. Like if I'm doing like, you know how you're just doing just a few, but when it comes to like, if you're going to be working on a color a while, I think it's one of those big trays I think come in really good for it.
Yeah.
Kelly says, Part of Your World was the first one I read for KuKi and also my first Abby Jimenez. I loved it. I've heard great things about Abby Jimenez and I have not ventured into her in recent times that I know of. But good times. Love the diamond painting so much. Yeah, it's nice. I love the nice colors too. Really cool. I like bold colors. Okay. They're liking it. Awesome. We got the turtle tank all cleaned and everyone back in their home. There we go. Yay for turtle environment. Okay. There we go. Alyssa said for Mother's Day, we drove an hour away to do some shopping and went to Trader Joe's and had sweetened matcha latte. Ooh, I bet you that tastes Mix, and then I'm going to try. I do put a little vanilla syrup. Yeah, you definitely gotta sweeten it up. I wonder if there's anybody that drinks it without it though. I don't know. I just don't see how you can palate it. But everybody's palate's different. To me, it's just way too strong. Way too strong.
Very true. Yeah.
I like to just drink my tea and just don't really put anything in it or a little milk. I don't think you can get away with that.
Yeah, I just want to get the little frother thing that you have to mix.
Oh, that'd be cool. You can buy those.
Yeah.
Faithful Duel says, Courtney, I'm starting the first week of my infant massage course. Ooh, okay, that'll be fun. So I need to pack towels and oils. I'll be on cloud 9 in a room with 6 babies and can't wait. That sounds interesting. Okay, so you set up a course. Is that like a whole separate career or is that part of current career? I've never heard of an infant massage course. Sounds very interesting.
So she's teaching. Well, I'll let her explain. It's better because I'll butch it up because it'd be my skewed understanding of what she does. But it's cool. Okay. I remember when she took the course initially, and I love to see the evolution of it from going to being taught to now teaching. So that's cool. Okay. So you're actually teaching other people. Okay, that ought to be cool. Working with babies is cool, but also kind of scary. Like, okay, I work in a hospital, right? So the other day we had a baby that came in. I don't normally deal with babies, right? And it's just kind of scary. They're just sitting there, like they have a whole separate vitals. They breathe different than we do. You know, they look different than we do. They do other odd little things. And you can't evaluate them exactly the same as us. I'm used to adults. So, you know, somebody's like, oh, they're not doing well. I'm like, they look fine to me. You know, I don't want to be responsible for that. Because I'll be like, oh, they're cool. And they're like, no, they're not. They're having some problems. We need medical intervention. I was like, well, they look fine to me. So, okay. Much less 6. I wish you luck with all of that. You're probably way more comfortable than I am. Oh, no. My sister is an educator. She's good like that. So be in her element.
I need some education on babies. Alyssa says, I love the spiced chai tea concentrate from Trader Joe's. Yeah, I like when it's already mixed. And like I'm a simplistic girl. I have it mixed already and then just have me like add a little water or something. That's so much good. But I love spiced chai lattes. Those are pretty good too. Fun facts. Of course, love the fun facts. Lyric is a place in Ireland and also a fun Irish ditty. Oh, okay. I was thinking poems, but I knew that was not the case. Okay, fun place in Ireland. What do you do in this fun place in Ireland? He was gonna go find a limerick. Okay, faithful. Alyssa says, another drink I've been obsessed with recently is I use the blonde Nescafe instant coffee and do ice with caramel syrup around the cup. Ooh, those are always good. And a 3.5 ounce of water and 2.5 teaspoon of coffee grounds and the Italian sweet creamer. Ooh. That sounds very intricate. I'm not a big fan of all the coffee stuff, but if you make that good enough and make it cold, I'm all on it.
That sounds delicious. Very lush.
I like the idea when they drizzle the stuff around like inside of the syrup on the glass. And then you can take your straw and like put it all around the edges. Oh, so good. Don't get me started. I'm a drink girl. Hey, you know what? Nothing wrong with those. Okay, good drinks. Okay.
Yeah, I remember I used to be obsessed with iced caramel macchiatos to the point where I can't remember. There was. I worked around the corner from a Starbucks and I feel like I went there 3 times a day. I said it was ridiculous to the point I had to start making them myself.
It got expensive. You were like, I'm working for latte or macchiatos.
Yeah, got real expensive real quick. We have iced caramel macchiato at home.
Then you don't have to limit yourself so much. Although I do find the sugar in those things tear me up. I remember when I used to live in Seattle, Washington, right? And that's home of Starbucks and all the coffee things. And they would have coffee places, like sometimes two on different blocks. It was crazy. But I would go all the time and I would get these frappuccinos, and because they were delicious. It's like a milkshake. But I started having stomach issues, like all the time, stomach cramping and things like that. And I started limiting myself. And then eventually I just cut it all out because I traced it back to that. It was just the amount of sugar that was in those. I just could not handle it. Your body just was not trying to do it. Not trying to do it, but they were delicious. Delicious. Love it. Faithful Duo says there was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nest in my beard."
Limerick.
Yeah, I don't know that fable. No, what would I call that? That quote. Redbeard? I don't know. Is that from Irish culture? Let me know. I have those boxes for my seed beard, so yes, they're
Dinky, small.
oh,
Yeah, they're tiny.
I don't know anything about any of those.
Dinky.
Paula says, "Hey, Dee and Chad, finally done sorting stuff out." Ooh, okay, there we go. Now you can sit and relax, right? I'm a sucker for white choco mocha, but I use flavored coffee. I have lots of different flavors, but my favorite is white chocolate and raspberry. I always think it's interesting that raspberry has a P, because I just don't ever, like, I don't say raspberry. That's been a pet peeve of mine for years, how that was spelled. Where did the comment come off the screen? Oh, I like those coffee bars. You sound like you have a coffee bar, like, they have it like Starbucks and those coffee shops, but I have one, so I am lacking. I'm going to live vicariously through y'all because they're delicious. Do you get the sugar-free kind though, or the one with just the full-on sugar stuff?
I put whenever if it's me, I try to get sugar-free. But I remember I used to get a white chocolate mocha all the time, and then I told my sister about it. But it's super sweet, so I have to, whenever I place. It's a long time since I've been to Starbucks, to be fair. But when I did, I would always have to cut down the amount of shots they would put in.
Yeah.
Oh, pumps, rather, not shots, pumps that they put in, just because it's too.
I see them. They just be. I'm like, hold up, like, just give me 2. Yeah, that's why it's probably good to just make it at home then, because that way you can limit that, because they don't care about like the calorie counts and sugars and all that stuff when you go to those places. They just want to make it good, But it's always nice to have all those different options out there for sure. Because at home you normally limit yourself a little bit more than maybe out, you have more options. So yummy. Faithful Duel says hello to Paula. Alyssa says, "It is actually my favorite combo at a coffee shop." Okay, chocolate mocha here. I go to the app. It suggests dark chocolate instead of white mocha, and it is so good. I bet you it's just all delicious. All delicious. I like French vanilla. That's a really good one. That's probably one of my favorite. And go to a lot of those places.
Sorry.
Huh?
I don't know if you can hear the
I heard a whistle.
No, it's gone now. My mom's listening to her shows. We've all got our things, and my mom is listening to hers. So.
Mama's enjoying herself. Hello, Koda. I'll be lurking and working. I like that. Lurking and working. Took me until almost 4 a.m. to finish the yard work. Really? Wow, that's a lot of yard work. Thought about popping into Didi's, but was spent and passed out as soon as I sat. I bet you are a busy man. How late were you up, Didi, last night? Yeah.
Me? Oh, well, after I went out, I got home, I think a little after 3, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember. A little after 3 a.m. I got home.
Okay.
And then I was in bed just before 4. And then I noticed that the Gladiator 2 is now available on Prime in the UK. So I was going to watch that. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to watch the first Gladiator first. So I started to watch that. I fell asleep. And then I woke up not just in time. I woke up several times this morning because I don't know why I was like, I was a bit anxious that I would miss the 9 a.m. start for this morning. So yeah. But I got home after 3.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was, yeah, I did. It's family, you know, like when you're with family and friends, it's always a good time. I got to so my godson's niece has Down syndrome, and she's very particular with who she embraces, and I haven't seen her in well over a decade. So you have to approach with caution, because otherwise she can be very standoffish. But she just loved on me, and I just loved like the hugs, and she doesn't do it to everybody. So I was loving that. So that made my heart very full yesterday, and seeing my godson and hanging out with him, because we haven't done that as well. Like, he's a full-on adult, and I was like, how is this little baby now a 20-something-year-old? I don't be understanding. You were just born. So, but yeah, it was a fun time. Yeah,
you'd be like, how did you get to this point? Okay, because
no, really. Like, I was like, why are you so, like, he opened the door and he was like, Auntie Dee, and just ran into me. And I was like, how did you get, I don't understand. I don't understand. You used to fit in the palm of my arms. Like, you were so small. I used to be able to put, like, I have a picture of him in my lap, and I'm like, you were just small, and now you're a whole man. Like, how is it? I don't get it. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed myself last night.
At least it's still sweet, being around, cuddly and nice. Sometimes they grow up to be really mean. No.
True, very true. But yeah, everybody was there. Her sisters were there. Her nieces were there. It was good. It was a good night. I got to see them. I haven't seen her one of her other sisters for over almost a decade. So it hasn't been a decade.
Time flies. She'd be like, what's been going on with me?
It does.
I was like, I see you. What about me? What have I done? You know, we don't really think about, reflect on our life a lot of, I've done this, but you're like, darn, I've done some stuff.
Yeah, because we were talking, we're like, oh no, it was only like a couple of years ago that I saw you. And then I was like, no, the last time we were all at the house was for her husband's 40th, and that was in 2023. So I was like, but that was just the other day. I remember vividly, I remember what I wore. I remember the conversations. And then but that was just the other day. They were like, no, that was 2 years ago. I was like, how? Time is just like that.
I feel you. I I remember changing my niece's diapers, and next thing you know, I'm at her wedding. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Time flies, you know, but we just become goodies, oldie but goodies. Faithful Duel says, I love to try different coffee creamers, although it's screamers, but they don't do them in the UK, and they're really expensive to buy on Amazon on the important shops. Oh, y'all don't do a lot of coffee creamers out there? Really?
Not like you, no. The only creamers that we have are like in powdered form, but the liquid ones, no. You can get them here, but I think at most they might be like $5-6 where you're at. They're like they're about like £12, £13.
Wow.
I'm not paying.
That is a lot. Yeah. Wow. I wonder why that's the case.
I think it's because they're imported.
Oh.
I think they're imported. But if I have creamer, I make my own. So I'll make my own creamer.
That's interesting.
It's relatively easy. You just need cream, condensed milk, your flavor of choice, mix, blend it, and then that's it.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
much.
easy to just
And
make
some
that
milk, I
way.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just add a little milk and call it a day. I used to get coffee creamers, like the flavored ones, more from my husband, and then I started putting them in my teas, and they taste good. But I have the sugar is in everything, and it's not that I'm opposed to sugar, because believe you me, I eat my fair share of sugar. But I try not to add any excess sugar or sugar products to things. So slowly we just cut out the creamer, because for a while he was like, okay, just buy me like the heavy, whipping cream or whatever. And then he just cut that out too. And now he just mainly drinks his coffee black or with just a little Splendor or something. And I just have my tea plain. Or either I'll add some milk. I learned that from a UK show of adding milk to tea. And I'm like, I actually kind of like this. And I use almond milk. So you have that flavored almond milk. It's delicious.
Okay, no, I might. So the way that I make, so like I said, if I with tea, I steep my tea bag for 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, you
2
got the
minutes
time
exact.
frame.
Yeah, 2 minutes exact. Stir it. So I've already popped the sugar in. So at most 2 teaspoons of sugar. Then I'll add my. I don't drink dairy. Well, I do, but I try not to. I'll use oat milk and then a little bit of tinned milk, which is evaporated milk. So it is so my tea looks is very
Like
is
brown,
like the
yeah.
same color as me. That's how I
Okay.
like it. It's how light I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a time limit, but I have heard that of steeping the tea too long can kind of change the flavor a bit, type thing. So I think y'all might have talked about that on one of your sprints. So I try not to let it steep too long, because before I would let it steep for hours. Not gonna lie, I would make tea before work and carry it with me, and then I'd get running around. And since I have an insulated cup, it will still be warm, but it's 3 hours later. But now I don't do that. I just wait till I'm ready to drink it.
Steep for 2 minutes.
I'll steep it for 2
That's
minutes and start drinking it, but I generally do leave the tea bag in there. Sometimes it enhances the flavor.
Yeah. For some, yeah.
And then one of those things that I notice a lot of people don't do, that I've been stressing to people, including myself, is to squeeze the tea bag. Because a lot of times you have that flavor that's still in there and it just stays there. And I noticed that, like, if I leave a tea bag in there, I get towards the bottom, and right near the tea bag, all this flavor bursts up. I'm like, oh, I should have squeezed the tea bag. And in that case, I just add some more water to it and then just have another cup of tea based off the same bag.
Oh no, I can't. See, that's the thing. That's one thing I can't do. We used to have a colleague that would save his tea bags, and he would make like at most 3 or 4 out of the one tea bag. And I said, listen, we're not that poor in life. You can afford to just have the one out of the one. I will buy you more tea bags. Like, it's not necessary.
Like, he'll save it and put it in the fridge for like later, like a day or hours later.
Yeah, like he'll put it on like a little dish, and then if he makes another one, he'll use the same tea bag.
Nah, see, I'm not gonna do that. I just had a cup of tea. I'll just refill the cup and start drinking again. I'll do that, but I'm not saving it for like, hey, I'll have this for later. Like, it's a one and done.
I mean, if you prefer weaker tea, I get it. If you want a weaker cup, that I can get. But he was just doing it for, I don't even know. Every time I would see, I think that was the point where I was actually turned off of drinking tea for a really long time, because I was traumatized. I was like, what are you doing? You know, because to be fair, I didn't grow up on tea bags. I grew up on my dad used to drink loose tea, so he used to have like one of those containers where you popped in the loose tea, then brewed it.
Too much work.
I like that. Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll do it.
You had a little strainer.
Yeah, I have bought those on the off chance I come across some loose leaf tea, but I definitely prefer a tea bag for sure. Like, I grew up with tea bags, and the loose leaf is just too messy. Oh my gosh. it just bugs me. It's too messy. But sometimes you run across some good tea, and that's the only form they have it in. I mean, I'm not going to discredit the tea because of the form it came in, but it's definitely not my preference. Oh, look at that one.
I've got this.
That's cute. And it's in the dog teapot. That's cute.
So that's
And you
fun.
have a base. Oh,
Yeah.
you're getting fancy up in
So
here.
this came with an Illumicrate box. I think this was for Water Moon.
And it's functional,
I
right?
think
Like it's not just for show, it's actual functional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you can or if I can get it to open, so you fill it.
Okay.
You fill it,
Cute. Just
and
pack
then,
it in. Okay.
you can steep it. Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's in like the shape of like a
Well,
spoon
I
type
don't know.
thing.
Yeah. I just think it looks
It
cool.
does. And I like you have the base.
Me
That's
too.
cute. See, some of those extras in those book boxes are worth it, you know?
Exactly.
Paula says, I'm here. I think just in the chat because I don't see you in the back here. So welcome, Paula.
Yeah, no, because I was saying, where's Paula still here? Paula's saying she
Like,
answered.
I have made it. Olivia says, I bought a set of metal pins to put the drills on because the plastic ones are making me mad. Yes. The plastic one, I mean, they're okay for what they are, but I definitely prefer the metal. I have research that it said that the metal pins last longer. Like, and I do feel that they're better when you're multi-placing between like rows. I do think the metal, maybe it's a tad bit thinner, or maybe it's in my head, but I think that they're much better and they don't wear down. So good to go on that one. Koda says, anyone else get a delay between Dee Dee's mouth and the second that's coming out of it? Maybe I'm still sleepy. We'll both do it. Not sure. The StreamYard is a delay in itself, so maybe that's it. I don't know. Livia arrived today, so I haven't tested it yet, but I am hopeful. What do you tell? Oh, the metal pen things. Okay. They should be good. Generally, those work. I say work better, but like I said, there's nothing wrong with the diamond painting kits if you want to just use them by themselves. I just feel, and maybe I've convinced myself because I've already purchased it, but I just feel that the metal pens and also the little bit thicker pens, I do think are much more comfortable for your hands. So that's another thing as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I like that you can set them up yourself. So on this one that I use, I've got a single, and then on the other end, it's got 3. And then on this one, it's 2 and 5.
Ooh, I don't have one of those.
And then on this one is 4. And then it's a spacer. But I hardly use this. To be fair, I literally just go between this one.
So yours goes 1 through 5. Mine is like a 1, 3, 5, and 9, and then it has a.
I have more because you can you can set them up yourself.
Yeah, and change it out. Yeah.
I don't know where I just don't know where I've kept them. So
yeah, they definitely come in handy when you can change them out depending on what painting you're doing. Yep. I think I use my 3 the most because even with multi-placing, I mean, it depends on what it is, but I'll use the 3 multi-placer to single space, you know? So it's not like I have to multi-place all in a row. It just keeps you from having to do the hand-eye thing each and every time to keep picking up drills. So the multi-placer comes in handy. I use the multi-placer a lot. I just single place with it.
Yeah, sometimes I do, but I like to use this one so that I can then push it in if I don't do it straight. But
that makes a big difference with those square ones too. That's why those are intimidating. You definitely got to like press it in. A lot of times I'll sit there with the little small round ones and kind of place them and then come back and, kind of press them in. But yeah, it was one point I will do a square one. I just don't have one. I could have sworn I bought one. It must have been one of those orders that got canceled. But all of mine are round, but I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Livia says there's a little delay, Coda. It starts a couple of minutes ago. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, well, I still see you clearly and hear you, so I think you're good to go. If y'all feel like we're talking over each other too much, then let me know. Then maybe we have to do something. There is a delay. Did you need to get the chocolate?
yeah,
Here?
I do.
What's the chocolate?
I do. It's so it's like I was gonna say I mean it is a device. It's like an appliance where you can make like hot chocolate
Ooh.
in it. So you can get the I think the branded one, is it Hotel Le Chocolat is the branded one, and it's a bit pricey, but then I believe there's another brand called Salter that does one like it's basically the same thing, but you can add real chocolate into the base and then just add milk and it will make it, and I believe it stirs it for you. I forget, but yeah.
Does it make like a hot chocolate or does it make something else?
Hot chocolate, mochas, you can any kind of like hot.
I would get myself into trouble with that. I find the more appliances I get, the least likely I'll use them if it's like a specialty appliance. Like unless it's something that sits on the counter and is really convenient, then I don't know. But maybe that's something I would use a lot. I just have to keep buying chocolate. So I don't know.
My sister uses it pretty much daily.
Sounds awesome.
So,
sounds good. Yeah, I use my kettle daily, but it's simple. Add water and then that's it. So don't get me started on an appliance like that.
I need to scale my that's what I need to put on the list. Our kettle. I haven't done that for a minute. I like to do it every month. At the beginning of every month, I like to descale our kettle because we live in a very hard water area.
What do you descale with? Because I've never done that and I probably need to.
So if you can do it like a natural way and just pop vinegar into the kettle and boil it, and it will get rid of the lime scale. But I normally buy like a descaler concentrate and pop it in, like boil water, pop it in, it fizzes up, and then you let it settle and it gets rid of it. I actually really like watching the process.
It's a magic trick.
It is a magic trick. It's like, woof. Vamoose is gone.
When you do the descaler with the vinegar, is it water and vinegar or just the vinegar?
Water and vinegar.
I can do that. I have some vinegar. I probably need to. I see the stuff at the bottom. It's like,
Yeah. Some distilled vinegar.
Let's see. One of those people who never stop learning. That is always a good thing. There's always something to learn. Good trait. Good trait. Paula says, I'm checking my orders, but it looks like Chris got me it. He's currently making dinner. I'll message you when I find out.
Thanks, vibes.
What did you get? What did you get?
Oh, it's
the tray. Okay. Yeah, we're behind in there. I'm like, I thought we were talking about food. I was on the food. I just ate and I'm on my stomach like, woo, I can use some.
And you're free to send me food too.
I love some food.
It's good.
I want some chocolate.
It's good and it's delicious. Oh yeah. My friend's husband made this pilaf rice last night. It was delicious. I was like, you made this? Oh, who knew you could cook? Okay. I might have to come back more often.
He's showing his skills.
I know. I missed out on the fried chicken.
Oh.
So he said the fried was it the fried chicken or did he make barb? I missed out on the chicken. Whichever chicken there was fried chicken and I think barbecue chicken. I missed out on that. But yeah, the pilaf rice that he made was very nice. Very, very nice.
Did he make the chicken too?
I believe he made the barbecue chicken. There was barbecue chicken and there was fried chicken, but I think he made the barbecue because it's one or the other. I don't know. They were talking about it at the end of the night, so I didn't get to taste it. But the rice was good.
Good cooking skills. That's one of those good things to have.
Yeah.
Faithful says, I'm a certified infant massage instructor and teach moms how to massage their babies with a 5-week course. The council funding me to provide it to 12 moms for free. So I'm doing 2 sets of courses. Oh, that's awesome. I'm assuming that helps them in calming, just in calming, but also in certain medical conditions, huh? Mm, that ought to be fun and less strenuous than adults. I don't see how I commend people that massage adults. I wouldn't want to do it. Babies, so much better. They may be temperamental, but they are, calmer, cleaner, smaller, less strenuous. Your hands probably don't hurt. And you get to play with babies. Okay, well, I know you are doing a great service out there. Okay, so it'll be a good time. Okay. Coda says, "Oh, that drink would have me bouncing off the walls." Sounds good. I wish I had friends that had those type things in their homes. Come over. They'd be like, "What do you want?" I would like a chocolatier.
Mm.
Paula says hello to Christina. And Coda says, I used to get some stomach issues from drinking too much sweet coffee. Now I just use heavy cream and no sugar and can have as much coffee as I want. I'm telling you, that's sugar. Sugar is one of the worst and widely prevalent legal drugs out there. People don't think of it that way. But sugar, man, can do some stuff on your body. Sugar and too much carb. Like sugar, those are the two things that mess me up. Sugar just gets my stomach cramping, and too much carbs will make me sleep. I just can't handle them. And as I get older, it just does not work for me at all. So you're good there. You're good. Oh, that was a limerick. Okay. Okay. So that poem phrase thing earlier was a limerick. Okay. So it's like a poetic, what's the term I'm looking for? A poetic stance. That's probably not the right thing. Okay. All right. Coda can really cut the stomach. Coda can really cut the stomach sometimes. Oh, I'm thinking it's supposed to be sugar can cut the stomach. I can't have a hot drink on an empty stomach. Yeah, I can do that. I just can't have too much sugar and other things in it. But yeah, gotta watch yourself. Everybody knows their digestive system, better than anybody else. So watch out for yourself. Faithful says, I use white chocolate chips and the chocolate with boiled milk. I couldn't tell you the last time I had Starbucks. It's not for me. It's probably healthier in whatever fashion you do it at home than what Starbucks does for you. So rock on and doing it at home, okay? Coda says, time of day usually doesn't matter for me. I can have all kinds of things on an empty stomach, except green tea. The tendons upset my stomach if it's empty. White mocha iced were Patty's fave. Ooh, good taste he had. Good taste. Yeah, I agree with you on the green tea with the empty stomach. Yeah, that did not work for me either. So yeah. And then too much green tea, like the matcha, just does not work. Yeah, I just to each his own. But luckily, there's so many great drinks out there for us to figure it out. So that's what's good. You're not limited, which is nice. Paula says, "Oh, I need to try iced Coda. I've yet to do it though. I love a good iced coffee drink. Regular hot coffee does not do it for me." Christina says, I don't like using the multi-places. They're always crooked for me. So I just do one at a time. Yeah, and that's the big thing a lot of people have with multi-placers. And the bigger, like the longer, like my 9-piece multi-placer, the bigger they are, the less forgiving it is. I think size 4 and less is probably the most ideal if you're going to multi-place. So one of those things to keep in mind. But yeah, if you're doing square drills, it's even less forgiving. But I think if you take your time, then they come out pretty well. I'm not a big fan though of like when you have a painting that has like a small thing in the middle and then a huge border of all the same color. That's not really fun. I like that variety of colors. So if you're multi-placing too much, it might be that you have too much of this thing. Excuse me. I place them individually, probably while I'm so slow. Hey, there is no time limit. Take your time, and enjoy them while you're doing them. But the multi-placer can be used to be placing them individually. I think it, like I said, it saves you the constantly going back and forth. That's one of the things
Yeah.
I never thought of until I saw it was a whole channel. It had like 30,000 subscribers dedicated to all things diamond painting. And I looked and they were talking about how to speed up diamond painting. And basically they just said use a multi-placer, whether you multi-place or whether you just use it to place individually. I was like, I
Yeah.
never thought of using a multi-placer to place individually. It keeps you in the mode of the painting too, so you're more likely to place correctly because you're not taking your eyes away from the diamond painting. So
Yeah. I think also the putty that you use is good. Like the wax is all right, but I find after a while it's not that good. I did get some another one which is a bit like blue
mhm.
tack. I'm not a fan of it, truth be told. So I'm gonna start looking at different companies that do different putties to so that I can get a consistent, like once you get into the rhythm and then you start trying to get it and then it starts falling off and you're like, no,
I've never had an issue with that. I've always only used the wax
the
that they
wax.
provide. I never had an issue with it. And truthfully, girl, I generally don't even use all of it. Like they give you the little square. I may use half, if that. I be conserving too much. I just save
But I
them.
think
Yeah. See, I never get that far.
this has seen me through a few of the ones that I've done. But I think maybe it's because of when I'm doing them, I'm like listening and I'm just getting into like a routine, and then I find that, oh, I have to stop in and go. Whereas with this one, it's not too bad. I can get a good few sections
Mhm.
done without having to kind of put anything back in there. So
Okay.
yeah.
The chocolate chip makes cold and hot drinks, has a milk frother. Ooh, now that would be good. A milk frother. I wouldn't mind that. So I can make hot chocolate, mocha, cappuccino, hot or cold froth. Fancy. You got Starbucks at your house there. Okay. Okay. Descale my coffee machine. Yeah. I never think of that descale until you mentioned that. I was like, the bottom of mine is kind of nasty. Calming, bonding, digesting, colic, and more. Benefits of infant massage. Hmm. Okay, I could probably use that myself. Christina says, please remember to show some love to the like button and ring the bell with beautiful conductors, host on the KuKi train. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Also, yes, make sure you're hydrating. Thank you for the reminders, Miss Christina. Exactly. The more you know. I agree. That's one of those things
Yes.
that people don't think about. That's what I like about the UK. Y'all tend to have a lot more services that are provided by the government. And so they recommend it because they are providing that service for you. It helps in the long run for healthcare being cheaper for the government. Yeah, in America they don't care about that. It's they're a whole other ball game. We won't get on that one. We're kooky and we know it. Clap your hands. Here's the sprint train. We're going to get to another sprint, I promise. Paula is next. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Make sure y'all save that link. Coda and I have had the intro song running a mess since I woke up. I like the intro song. You did a great job with that, Coda. Good job, good job. Hear the tune, the more you know. There we go. It's going to be in your hair for a while, right?
Mhm.
Okay, Miss Dee Dee, are you ready for the next adventure? I have,
Yeah, let's do
say
this.
again?
I said, let's do
Awesome. So I have a
this.
45 minutes queued up here. Just happens to be sitting here, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to do 45 and then we're going to talk a little bit and then head on over to Paula's house to continue the KuKi train, okay? Happy reading, y'all. See you in 45. And sprint is done. How was that sprint for you?
I got to 22%.
Okay.
And you made a fall of death with your beauty, and then I finished. Sorry, the lights setting. I can't because the top of our windows hasn't got any kind
You
of
got a
blinds.
highlight,
It
spotlight.
yeah.
That is coming along
And so
nicely. Okay.
I've only got this little section left to do. But
Pretty rich colors.
yeah, flamingo is done. It looks good in the
That
camera.
looks awesome. Good job with that.
Yeah.
And the roads are pretty straight too.
Up close, they don't look straight, but yeah, it's all right.
Well, it looks pretty good. I like that. I'm gonna live vicariously through you and doing your diamond painting because I got too many things to do to sit and do mine. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like I want to finish all of these, like these 30 by 40s that I've got. I think I've got like maybe 4 or 5 left.
Okay.
Actually, how many do I have? I should really. How many? If I go adding any more, I should really figure out how many I have. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was right. 5.
5 more. Okay.
It's my little pile.
Your mine comes like mine.
I think once I finish this, there are a couple that are in my basket that I want to get, and then that will be that I will just work on the ones that I've bought from Diamond Art Club.
I've never ordered directly through them. I know they're the official, but they're still expensive. But they have like the best ones. I feel like they have like a good variety and good quality too.
Yeah, the one that I really like, the one that Kiana has just picked up. That looks so
Which
good.
one is that?
And they I forget what it's called, but Diamond Art Club, they from what I've seen, they do a lot of sales.
Yeah. Well, she had the girl that looked like Moana. That's the one that was in the Discord I saw. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they have some pretty good ones, I think. I think diamond paintings come in a good variety, which is what I like. I like nature and animals and stuff like that, but there's so many good varieties. So, but like I said, I need to finish with what I have that's sitting on a big old box on the floor and then go from there. So we shall see. Let's see. So on the sprint, I did a little bit of reading in my book, and then I washed some dishes and made some tea. And that's where we're at. That's it. I hope to get to some other reading later, but definitely gonna get out of here shortly. Paula is up next, by the way, y'all. Christina dropped the link further up. Maybe I'll go ahead and copy it and drop it back down here a little bit. So. Hello, Bree. How are you doing? Welcome. We're about to get on out of here. How's your day? Kelly finished chapter 2 of the editing. I'm working on an ad copy for a cover reveal tomorrow. Ooh, okay, that ought to be fun. That's exciting. Dropping it out, letting people see what it looks like. Okay, keep going. Yeah, definitely. I was just thinking that is definitely progress. Christina fed the younger son. That's important. Sent the older one off. That's also important. Sprint hopped and made the bed and about to start my audio for Wayward. Okay. That's called Wayward. What was the other part of that? Wayward. I
think Wayward. That's the title. At least that's the title.
I'm thinking of something else that goes with Wayward. All right. Could be something different. Okay. Alyssa said, didn't do anything this sprint, was on TikTok, not good. I mean, if it entertained you and you felt it was worthwhile, then, there we go. If you have something to do, social media can definitely get in the way, especially those scrolling apps where, you go from one thing to another. I feel like for productivity, I would prefer YouTube because you tend to sit for a little bit. That's what I like, and versus just going from one thing to the next. You won't get anything done when you have something new every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot done on sprint. uh, okay. Restraints being a hater again, y'all. All right. Well, it says, thanks for hosting this leg of our kooky journey, Courtney and Dee Dee. Have a beautiful rest of the day and see you at Paula's. Definitely going to be a good time. Watching for Paula start. Yep, right around the corner. We got 3 minutes, y'all. 3 minutes. By the way, y'all, I have an announcement for a new readathon that should be coming out on Friday at 6 p.m. For any of you hosts that are in the chats, make sure you drop in the Discord or either in IG the picture I asked for and also your books, okay? Because that deadline's coming up. I need to put it together. So Christina says, please remember to show some love to the like button and ring the bells with beautiful conductors. That's us. Not this visual, but host on the KuKi Trade. I appreciate y'all all for coming. It's been a fun time, very much fun. I always appreciate out on the mornings. Tuesdays is when I normally sprint, except for the rest of this month, because for some reason, Haterade Work decided to have me work for the rest of the Tuesdays. However, next month, I'll be back to my regularly scheduled programming of Tuesday mornings. Until then, you'll catch me on Monday or Wednesday. So this was one of those. Christina is counting down to the 2-minute mark for Paula. There we go. Christina, can you drop that link again one more time so we can have refreshed at the bottom? I know it's at the top. I'm just too lazy to scroll back. Yep, we got Boot Camp Readathon. Going to be a fun time. It's normally hosted in January, but girl had some things going on, so we are in June, okay? Good time to jumpstart your reading and get a little comradeship and all that good stuff. So, fun time. Y'all be seeing some stuff. It should be 6 p.m. EST USA on Friday. That is the 16th. So trying to piecemeal some things together. So could be a good time. Good time. Dee Dee, are you prepared to go to the store now? No? You're like, no, I'm not.
I'm gonna go. The most important thing is that my mom's got milk she has porridge for her breakfast in the morning, so I got milk for her over the weekend. Yeah, so there's enough for her to have that. I think it's best that I go in the morning. I just don't want to go right now. I'm looking at this time. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't blame you. You're like, nah, I'm good. The later in the day it is, the least of time I want to do anything outside of the house unless it's a walk.
Exactly.
So here's Paula's sprint. So y'all can go ahead and click through that in the next 2 seconds and we'll get out of here, okay? And there's the sprint chain and waiting for Paula's to start. Awesome. Okay, y'all, we're going to head on over there. I will see y'all shortly. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Dee Dee, for keeping me company on screen. Much appreciated. Beautiful lady, as always. I will see y'all